Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, we are. This one. So you just navigate here.
Mr. Doug.
Have I not reason think you to look pale? These two have ticed me hither to
Quality of mirth.
have I
Not strain.
not reason think you to look pale? These two have ticed me hither to this place. A Have I not reason, think you, to look pale? These two have ticed me hither to this place. A barren, detested vale, you see it is. The trees, though summer, yet forlorn and lean, overcome with moss and baleful mistletoe. Here never shines the sun, here nothing breeds, unless the nightly owl or fatal raven. And when they showed me this abhorred pit, they told me here, at dead time of the night, 1,000 fiends, 1,000 hissing snakes, 10,000 swelling toads, as many urchins would make such fearful and confused cries, as to any mortal body hearing it should straight fall mad, or else die suddenly. No sooner had they told this hellish tale, but straight they told me they would bind me here unto the body of a dismal ewe, and leave me to this miserable death. And then they called me foul adulteress, lascivious Goth, and all the bitterest terms that ever ear did hear to such effect. And had you not by wondrous fortune come, this vengeance on me had they executed? Revenge it, as you love your mother's life, or be ye henceforth not called my children.
It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest it becomes, the throned monarch, better than his crown. His sceptre shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the heart of kings. It is an attribute to God himself. And earthly power doth then show like as God's, when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us the deeds of mercy. I spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which if thou follow, the strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there.
Nay, 'twill be the sad I have done my weeping. All the kinds of the Lord have this very fault. I have received my proportion like the prodigious sun, and am going with Sir Proteus to the Imperial's court. And I think Crab, my dog, be the sourest natured dog that lives. My mother weeping, my father wailing, my sister crying, our maid howling, the cat wringing her hands, and all the house in a great perplexity. Yet did not that cruel-hearted cat shed one tear. He is a stone, a very pebble stone, and there's no more pity in him than a dog. A Jew would have wept to see our parting. Why, my grandmamma, having no eyes at all, look, you wept yourself blind to see our parting. Nay, I'll show you the matter of it. This shoe is my father. This left shoe is my father. This left shoe is my mother? Nay, that cannot be so neither. Ah, it is so, see, for it hath the worser soul. This shoe, with the hole in it, is my mother. And this is my father. Vengeance on it, there it is now. This staff is my sister. Look you, for she is white as a lily and as small as a wand. This hat is our maid Nan, and I am the dog. Oh, the dog is himself, and I am the dog. Ah, the dog is me, and I am myself, aye, so. Now, come I to my father. Oh, father, your blessing. Now should not the shoe speak a word for weeping? Now, should I kiss my father? Well, he weeps on. Now, come I to my mother. Oh, that she could speak now like a woodwoman. Well, I kiss her as well. There it is, my mother's breath up and down. Now, come I to my sister. Mark the moan she makes. Now the dog, all the while, sheds not a tear nor speaks a word. See how I lay the dust with my tears.
Proceed, Solinus, to procure my fall, and by the doom of death and woes and all.
Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I am not partial to infringe our laws. The enmity and discord which of late sprang from the rancorous outrage of your duke to merchants or well-dealing countrymen, who wanting guilders to redeem their lives, have sealed his rigorous statutes with their bloods. For since the mortal and intestine jars twixt thy seditious countrymen and us, it hath in solemn synods been decreed, both by the Syracusans and ourselves, to admit no traffic to our adverse towns. Nay, more, if any born at Ephesus be seen at any Syracusan marts and fairs, again, if any Syracusan born come to the bay of Ephesus, he dies. His goods confiscate to the Duke's dispose, unless 1,000 marks be levied, to quit the penalty and to ransom him. Thy substance, valued at the highest rate, cannot amount unto 100 marks. Therefore, by law, thou art condemned to die.
Yet, this my comfort, when your words are done, my woes and likewise with the evening sun.
Well, Syracusian, say in brief the cause why thou departest from thy native home, and for what cause thou camest to Ephesus.
A heavier task could not have been imposed than I to speak my griefs unspeakable. In Syracusa I was born and wed unto a woman, happy but for me, and by me had not our hap been bad. With her I lived in joy, our wealth increased by prosperous voyages I often made to Epidamnum, till my factor's death drew me from kind embraces of my spouse, from whom my absence was not 6 months old, before herself soon safe arrived where I was. There had she not been long, but she became a joyful mother of 2 goodly sons, and which was strange, the one so like the other as cannot be distinguished but by names. That very hour, in the selfsame inn, a meaner woman was delivered of such a burden. Male twins, both alike. Those, for their parents were exceeding poor, I bought and brought up to attend my sons. My wife, not meanly proud of 2 such boys, made daily motions for our home return. Unwilling, I agreed. A league from Epidamnum had we sailed, before what obscured light the heavens did grant, did convey into our fearful minds a doubtful warrant of immediate death, which myself would gladly have embraced. Yet the incessant weepings of my wife, and piteous plainings of the pretty babes, forced me to seek delays for them and me. And this it was, for other means was none. The sailors sought for safety by our boat, and sinking right to us. My wife, more careful for the latter born, fastened him unto a small spare mast, such as seafaring men provide for storms. To him one of the other twins was bound, whilst I had been like heedful of the other. The children thus disposed, my wife and I, fixing our eyes on whom our care was fixed, fastened ourselves at either end the mast. 2 ships from far making amain to us, of Corinth that, of Epidarius this, but ere they came, oh, let me say no more, gather thy sequel by thou went before.
Nay, forward, old man, do not break off so, for we may pity, though not pardon thee.
Oh, had the gods done so, I had not now worthily termed them merciless to us. For ere the ships could meet by twice 5 leagues, we were encountered by a mighty rock, which, being violently borne upon our helpful ship, was splitted at the midst, so that, in this unjust divorce of us, fortune had left to us both alike, what to delight in, what to sorrow for. Her part, poor soul, seeming as burdened with lesser weight, but not with lesser woe, was carried with more speed before the wind. And in our sight, they 3 were taken up by fishermen of Corinth, as we thought. And another ship had seized on us.
And what hath occurred next? Were you reunited?
Nay.
And for the sake of them thou sorrowest for, do me the favor to dilate at full what hath befallen them and thee till now.
My youngest boy, and yet my eldest care, became inquisitive after his brother, and importuned me that his attendant, so like was his case, reft of his brother, but retained his name, might bear him question him. 5 years had I spent in furthest Greece, roaming clear through the bounds of Asia, hopeless to find, yet loath to leave unsought, any land that harbors men. But here must end the story of my life, and happy were I in my death, that all my travels could warrant me they live.
Oh, hapless Aegean, whom the fates have marked to bear the extremity of dire mishap. Now, were it not against our laws, my soul would sue as advocate for thee. But though thou art a judge to the death, yet I will favor thee in what I can. Therefore, merchant, I'll limit thee this day to seek thy life by beneficial help. Try all the friends thou hast in Ephesus, beg thou or borrow to make up the sum, and live. If no, then thou art doomed to die. Jailer, take him to thy custody.
I will, my lord.
Hopeless and helpless doth Aegean wend, but to procrastinate his lifeless end.
Therefore, give out your epidemium, lest your goods be too soon confiscated. This very day, a Syracusan merchant is apprehended upon arrival here, and, not being able to buy out his life, according to the statutes of his town, dies ere the weary sun in the west. Here's the money that I had to keep.
Go, bear to the centaur, where we host, and stay there, Dromio, till I come to thee. Within this hour it will be dinner time. Till that, I think I'll see the manage this town, peruse the buildings, gaze upon the buildings, and then return and sleep within my room. For with long travel I am stiff and weary. Get thee away.
Many a man would take you at your word, and go indeed, having so good a need.
Trust ye, villain sir, that very often I am dull with care and melancholy, lightens my humor with his merry jest. But will you walk with me about the town, and then go to my inn and dine with me?
I'm invited, sir, to certain merchants, of whom I hope to make much benefit. I crave your pardon. Soon at 5 o'clock, please you, I'll meet with you upon the mart and consort you till bedtime. My present business calls me from you now.
Farewell till then. I will go lose myself and wander up and down to view the city.
Sir, I commend you to your own content.
He that commends me to my own content commends me to the thing that I cannot get. I to the world am like a drop of water, who in the ocean seeks another drop, who falling there to find his fellow folk, unseen, inquisitive, confounds himself. So I, to find a mother and a brother, in quest of them, unhappy, lose myself. Here comes now the almanac of my true date. What now? How canst thou return it so soon?
Return it so soon? Rather, approach it too late. The cabin burns, the pig falls from the spit, the clock hath struck 12 upon the bell. My mistress made it one upon my cheek. She is so hot. Because the meat is cold. The meat is cold because you come not home. You come not home because you have no stomach. You have no stomach having broke your fast. But we that know it is the fast and pray are penitent for your default today.
Don't be lame, sir. Tell me this, I pray. Where have you left the money that I gave you?
Oh, 6 pence that I had Wednesday last to pay the saddler for my mistress's crupper. Why, the saddler had it, sir. I kept it not.
Tell me, and I not, where is the money? We being strangers here, how darest thou charge your trust so great a charge to thine own custody?
I pray you, ere as you said at dinner, I, from my mistress, come to you in post. If I return, I shall be post indeed, for she will score your fault upon my fate. Methinks your maw, like mine, should be your flock. and strike you home without a messenger.
Come, Romeo, come! These gifts are out of season, reserved until a merrier hour than this. Where is the gold that I gave to thee?
To me, sir? Why, you gave me no gold.
Come on, sir knave! Have you done your foolishness? And tell me thou hast disposed thy charge.
My charge was but to fetch you from the mart, home to your house, the Phoenix, sir, to dinner. My mistress and her sister stays for you.
In what safe place have you bestowed my money? Or I'll break that merry sconce of yours that stands on tricks when I am undisposed. Where is 1,000 marks thou hast of me?
I have some of your marks upon my pate, some of my mistress's marks upon my shoulders, but not 1,000 marks between you both. If I should pay your worship those again, perchance you will not bear them patiently.
Thy mistress's marks? What mystery slave hast thou?
Your worship's wife, my mistress at the Phoenix. She that doth fast till you come home to dinner, and prays that you will hie you home to dinner.
What? Wilt thou flat me thus into my face, being forbid? There, take you that, sir knave!
For God's sake, hold your hands. Nay, I see that you are not. I'll take my heels.
Upon my life, for some device or other, the villain is overwrought with all of my money. They say this town is full of cosmos, as nimble jugglers that deceive the eyes, dark wicked sorceries that change the mind, soul-killing witches that deform the body, disguised cheaters, preying mountebanks, and many such like liberties of sin. If it proves so, I will be gone the sooner. I'll go to the centaur to seek the slave. I greatly fear my money's not safe.
that my 2 ears can witness.
Say, didst thou speak with him? Knowest thou his mind?
Aye, he told his mind upon mine ear, beshrew his hand, I could scarce understand it.
Spake he so doubtfully, thou couldst not feel his meaning?
Nay, he struck so plainly, I could too well feel his blows, and withal so doubtfully, I could scarce understand them.
But say, I prithee, is he coming home? It seems he hath great care to please his wife.
But mistress, sure my master is horn mad.
Horn mad, thou villain!
But sure, stark mad. When I desired him to come home to dinner, he had asked me for 1,000 marks in gold. 'Tis dinner time, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Your meat doth burn, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Will you come home, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Where's the 1,000 marks I gave thee, villain? The pig, quoth I, doth burn. My gold, quoth he. But my mistress, sir, quoth I. I know not thy mistress, I know thy mistress, hang up thy mistress.
Quoth who?
Quoth my master. I know, quoth he, no house, no wife, no mistress. So, for my errand due unto my tongue, I thank him, for I bear home upon my shoulders, and in conclusion, he did meet me there.
Go back again, thou slave, and fetch him home.
Go back again, and be new beaten home? For God's sake, send some other messenger.
That slave, Lord, break thy painted cross.
And he will bless that cross with another beating. Between the two of you, I shall have a holy head.
Hence, prating peasant, and fetch thy master home.
Am I so round with you, as you with me, that like a football you do spurn me thus? You spurn me hence, he will spurn me hither. If I last in this service, you shall case me in leather.
Sire, have patience, Lord, from your face. His company must do his minions grace, while I at home starve for a merry look. Hath homely age the alluring beauty took from my poor cheek, then he hath wasted it. Are my discourses dull, bearing my wit? If voluble and sharp discourse be marred, unkindness blunts it more than marble hard. Do their gay vestments and affections bait? That's not my fault. He's master of my state. What ruins are we that can be found? By him not ruined. Then he is the ground of my features. My pig fair, a son look of his with two hair. But to him, Willie dear, he breaks the pale, and feeds from home. Poor, I am but his tale. Self-hearted jealousy. 5. Be it hence. Unfeeling fools can with such wrongs dispense. I know his eye doth homage otherwhere. World's what lets it, but he would be here. Sister, you know he promised me a chain. Would that alone he would detain? Since that my beauty cannot please his eye, I'll leave what's left away and be and die. How many fond fools serve mad jealousy?
Gold I gave to Dromio is laid up safe in the centaur, and the needful slave is wanted for, by computation and mine post report. I could not speak with Dromio since at first I sent him from the moth. See, here he comes. How now, sir, is your merry humor altered? Has your love strode so jest with me again? You know no centaur, you receive no gold, your mistress sent to have me home to dinner, my house is at the Phoenix. Wast thou mad that thus so madly thou didst answer me?
What answer, sir? When spake I such a word?
Even now, even here, not half an hour since.
I have not seen you since you sent me hence. Home to the centaur with the gold you gave me.
Villain, thou didst deny the golden seat, and toldst me of a mistress and a dinner, for which I hope thou felt I was displeased.
I am glad to see you in this merry vein. What is the meaning of this jest? I pray you, master, tell me.
Yeah, dost thou jeer and frown me in the teeth? Thinkest thou I jest? Hold, take thou that and that!
For God's sake, sir, hold your hand! I am just in earnest. What are you doing to me? Oh!
Because that I, familiarly sometimes do use you, or my fool, and chat with you, your sauciness will just upon my love. When the sun shines, let foolish hands make sport, but creeping crannies when he hides his beams. If you will jest with me, know my aspect and fasten your demeanor to my look, or I'll beat this method in your sconce.
Sconce call you it? Oh, so you would leave a battering. I would rather have it ahead, and you use these blows long. I must get a sconce for my head and ensconce it too, or else I must seek my way to my shoulders. But I pray you, master, why am I beaten?
Dost thou not know?
Nothing, sir, but that I am beaten.
Shall I tell you why?
Aye, sir, and the wherefore. For they say every why hath a wherefore.
Why, first, for flattering me, and then, wherefore, for urging it the second time to me.
Was there ever any man thus beaten out of season? When in the why and the wherefore there is neither rhyme nor reason? Well, sir, I thank you.
Thank me, sir? For what?
For this something that you gave me for nothing.
I'll make you amends next, to give you nothing for something. But say, sir, is it dinner time?
No, sir. I think the meat wants that I have.
Well, sir, learn to jest in good time. There's a time for all things.
There's no time for a man to recover his hair that grows bald by nature.
Maybe not too much by finding recovery.
Yes, to pay the fine for a periwig and retrieve the lost hair of another man.
Why is time such a miser rare, being as it is so plentiful in excrement?
It is a blessing he hath bestowed upon beasts, and what he hath granted them in hair, he hath granted them in wit.
Why, there's many a man that hath more hair than wit.
Not a man of those, but he hath the wit to lose his hair.
Why, thou didst include hairy men plain dealers without wit.
The plainer dealers are sooner lost. For what? He loseth it with a kind of jollity.
For what reason?
The one, to save the money he spends on trimming. The other, that at dinner it should not fall in his porridge.
I knew it would be a bald conclusion. But soft, who watches yonder?
Aye, Antipholus, look strange and frown. Some other mistress hath thy sweet aspects. I am not Adriana, nor thy wife. The time is one to vow unurged with its vow. The never words or music in thine ear, the never object pleasing in thine eye, the never meat sweet savor in thy taste. Unless I spake, or looked, or touched, or part to thee, how comes it, my now husband, oh how comes it? Thou that art estranged from thyself I call it, being strange to me, that undividable, incorporate, and then thy dear self better part. I will not take thyself away from me, for now my love, easy mayest thou fall, a drop of water in the breaking gulf, and take unmingled that same drop again, without additioning or diminishing. Wouldst thou not spit at me and spurn at me and hurl the name of husband in my face, and from my false hand cut the wedding ring and break it with a deep divorcing vow? I know thou canst, and therefore see thou do it. I am possessed with an adulterate blood. My blood is mingled with the crime of lust. For we two be one and play false. Keep then true to thy true bed, and I live unstained, thou undishonored.
Plead you to me, fair dame. I know you not. In Ephesus I am 2 hours old. The stranger to your town is to your talk. Who every word, by all my wit being scanned, want wit in all one word to understand.
Fie, brother, how the world has changed with you. When were you wont to use my sister thus? She said for you, by Dromio, home to dinner.
By Dromio? By me?
By me. And this now gibberish served on him that he did buffet me in his blows, and denied my right of my house for it, me for his wife.
Did you converse, sir, with this gentlewoman? What is the course and drift of your compact?
I, sir? I have not seen her until this time.
Villain thou light, for even her very words thou didst deliver to me unto the mark.
I never spake with her in all my life.
How can she then thus call us by our names? Unless it be by inspiration.
How ill agrees it with your gravity to counterfeit thus grossly with your slave, abandoned to thwart me in my mood? Come, I'll fasten on the sleeve of thine. Thou art now my husband, I of thine. But if thou wilt live to see like right rest, and thou, come with me.
For me she speaks. She moves me for her theme. What? Was I married to her in a dream? Or sleep now and think that I hear all this? What error drives our eyes and ears amiss? Until I know this sure and certainty, I'll entertain the offered fallacy.
Dromio, go bid the servants spread for dinner.
Oh, for my beads! I cross me for a sinner. This is a fairyland, oh spite of spites. We walk with goblins, owls, and sprites. If we obey them not, they will ensue. They'll suck our breath or pinch us black and blue.
Dromio, why prayest thou to thyself? Oh, answer not! Dromio, thou drone, thou slug, thou snail, thou suck!
I am transformed, master, am I not?
I think thou art in mind. So am I.
No, both in mind and in my shape.
Thou hast no form.
No, I am an ape.
If thou art changed to aught, 'tis to an ass.
'Tis so. I am an ass, else it could never be. But I should know her as well as she knows me.
Come, come, no longer will I be a fool to put the finger in the eye and weep, whilst man and master laugh my woes to scorn. Come, sir, to dinner. Dromio, keep the gate. Husband, I'll dine above with you today, and shrive you of 1,000 idle pranks. Sirrah, if any ask for your master, say he dines forth, and let no creature enter. Dromio, play the porter. Come, sister, with me.
Am I in earth, in heaven, or in hell? Sleeping or waking? Mad or well advised? Known unto these and to myself disguised. I'll say as they say and persevere so, and in this mist, at all adventures go.
Master, shall I be porter at the gate?
Ay, and let none enter, lest I break your gate. Come, come, Antipholus, we dine too late.
Say what you will, sir, but I know what I know. That you beat me at the mart. I have your hands to show. If my skin were parchment and the blows you gave were ink, your own handwriting will tell you what I think.
I think thou art an ass.
Marry, so it doth appear, for the wrongs I suffer and the blows I bear, I should kick thee kicked.
You're sad, Senior Balthazar. Pray God our cheer may answer mighty well, and you're welcome here.
I hold your dainty cheek, sir, and you're welcome here.
Oh, Senior Balthazar, either at flesh or fish, a table full of welcome makes scarce one dainty dish.
Good meat, sir, is common, not always full of horrors.
And a welcome more common. for that's nothing but words.
Small cheer and great welcome makes merry peace.
Aye, to a miserably hosted more sparing guest, but though my cates are mean, take them in good part. Better cheer may you have, but not with better heart. But soft, my door is locked. Go, bid them let us in.
Maud, Bridget, Marion, Cecil, Jillian, Jin.
Madam, Captain, Coxcomb, Idiot, Patch, can you get me from the door? Sit down at the hatch. Dost thou conjure for wenches that thou callest for such store? When one is one too many. Go, get thee from the door.
My master stays in the streets. What patch is made our porter?
Let him walk from whence he came, lest he gets cold on feet.
Who speaks within there? Roll open the door.
Aye, I'll tell you when, and you tell me wherefore.
Wherefore? For my dinner. I am not dined today.
Nor today here you must not. Come again when you may.
What art thou that keepest me out the house I owe?
The porter for today, sir, and my name is Dromio.
Oh, villain! Thou hast stolen both mine office and my name. One near got me credit, the other mickle blame. If thou hast been Dromio today in my place, thou would have changed thy face for a name, and thy name for an ass.
What a clown's there, Dromio? Who are those at the gate?
Let my master in, Lucy.
Faith, no, he comes too late. And tell your master so.
I must laugh. How about you with the proverbs? Shall I send in my staff?
How about you with another? That's... Wait, can you tell?
If thy name be called Lucy, Lucy, thou hast answered him well.
Do you hear, Minion? You'll let us in, I hope.
I thought to have asked you.
And you said no.
Well struck. There was blow for blow.
Now, baggage, let us in.
Can you tell for whose sake?
Master, knock the door hard.
Tell him not to wait.
You'll cry for this, Minion, if I beat the door down.
What needs all that and of parasols in the town? Who is that at the door that keeps all this noise?
By my troth, your town is troubled with unruly boys.
Are you there, wife? You might have come before.
Your wife, Sir Knave? Don't get you from the door.
Master, if you went in pain, this knave would go sore.
Here is neither cheer, sir, nor welcome. We would fain have either.
In the bay which was best, we shall part with neither.
Master, they stand in the streets. Bid them welcome hither.
There is something in the wings that we cannot get in.
You would say so, master, if your garments were thin. Your cake there is warm within. It would make a man mad as a buck to be so bought and sold, for if he stand here in the cold.
Well, go fetch me something. I'll break up the gates.
Break any breaking here, and I'll break your knave's cake.
A man may break a word with you, sir, and words are but wind. Aye, and break it in his face, so he break it not behind.
It seems thou wants breaking. Out upon thee! Time!
Here's too much. Out upon thee! I pray thee, let me in.
Aye, when fowl have no feather and fish have no fin.
Well, I'll break in. Go borrow me a crow.
A crow without a feather? Master, mean you so? For there's a fish without a fin, there's a fowl without a feather. If a crow help us in, Sirrah, we'll pluck the crow together.
Get thee gone and fetch me an iron crow.
Have patience, sir, and let it not be so. Here you war against purification, and draw within the compass of respect the unviolated honor of your wife. Once this, your long experience with sober virtue, and modesty, feed on her part to cause you unknown, and doubt not, sir, that she will love you. Why at this time, the doors are made against you. Be ruled by me, depart in patience, and let us to the tiger all to dinner, and about evening, come yourself alone to know the reason of this strange restraint. If by strong hand you offer to break in now, in the stirring passage of the day, a worldly promise will be made of it. and that supposed by the Commonwealth against your yet revealed estimation, that may with foul intrusion enter and dwell upon the grave. For slander lives upon succession, forever house, or death's possession.
You have prevailed. I will depart in quiet, and in despite of mirth, mean to be merry. I know a wench of excellent discourse, pretty, witty, wild, yet too gentle. There we go to dinner. This woman that I mean, my wife, but I protest without desert, had oftentimes upbraided me withal. There, we go to dinner. Get you home and fetch the chain, by this I know 'tis made, and bring it, I pray you, to the Porpentine. For this house and the chain be nothing but to spite my wife. Upon mine hostess, good sir, make haste. Since mine own doors refuse to entertain me, I'll knock elsewhere to see if they'll disdain me.
I'll meet you at that place some hour hence.
Do so. This jest shall cost me some expense.
And may it be that you have quite forgot a husband's office, shall Antipholus, in the spring of love, that love springs rot, shall love in building grow so ruinous? If you did wed my sister for her wealth, then for her wealth's sake use her with more kindness. Muffle false love with some show of blindness, let not my sister read it in your eye. Be not that thy tongue thy own shame's orator. Look sweet, be fair, become disloyalty. A pale vice like virtue's harbinger. Bear a fair presence, though your heart be tainted. Teach sin the carriage of a holy saint. Be secret false, what need she be acquainted? 'Tis double wrong to trot with your bed, and let her read it in thy looks at board. Alas, poor women! Make us but believe, being compact of credit, that you love us. Though others have the arm, show us the sleeve. We in your motion turn, and you may move us. Then get you in again. Comfort my sister, cheer her, call her wife. 'Tis holy sport to be a little vain, when the breath of flattery comes to strife.
Sweet mistress, what your name is else, I know not, nor by what wonder you do hid of mine. Less in your knowledge and your grace you show not than our earth's wonders, more than earth divine. Teach me, dear creature, how to think and speak. Lay open to my earthly gross conceit. Smothered in errors, feeble, shallow, weak, the folded meaning of your words deceit. But if that I am I, then well I know, your waking sister is no wife of mine, nor to her bed no homage do I owe. Far more, to you do I decline. Oh, train me not, sweet mermaid, with thy note, to drown me in thy sister's flood of tears. Sing, siren, for thyself, and I will dote. Spread over the silver waves thy golden hairs, and as a bed I'll take it and there lie. And in thy glorious supposition think, he gains by death that has such needs to die. Let love being light be drowned as we sink.
What, are you mad? Would you be reason so?
Not mad, but made. How? I do not know.
It is a thought that springeth in your eye.
For gazing on your beams, fair sun, being by.
Gaze where you should, that should clear your sight.
It's good to wink, sweet love, as look on night.
Why call you me love? Call my sister so.
Thy sister's sister.
That's my sister.
No, it is thyself. Mine own self's better part. Mine eye's clearer eye. My dear heart's dearer heart. My food, my fortune, my sweet hope's aim. My soul is heaven, and my heaven's claim.
All this my sister is, or else should be.
Call thyself sister, sweet for I am thee. Thee will I love, and thee lead my life. Thou hast no husband, yet nor I no wife. Give me thy hand.
Oh, soft air, hold you still. I'll fetch my sister to catch her goodwill.
Why, how now, Daniel?
man? Am I myself?
Thou art Dromio, thou art my man. Thou art thyself.
No, I am an ass. I am a woman's man, and besides myself.
What woman's man? And how besides thyself? Besides thyself?
Marry, sir, besides myself, I am due to a woman. One that wants me, one that claims me, one that will have me.
What complexion is she of?
Swart, like my shoe, yet her face nothing half so clean kept. For why, she sweats. A man may go over shoes in the grime of it.
That's the fault of logical man.
No, sir, 'tis in grain. Noah's flood could not do it.
What's her name?
No, sir, this drudge or diviner called me Dromio and swore I was assured to her, told me of the privy marks I had about me, as the mark on my shoulder, the mole on my neck, the great wart on my left arm, so that I, amazed, ran from her as a witch. And I think, if my breast had not been made of faith and my heart of steel, she would have transformed me to a curdled dog and made me turn in the wheel.
Go hide thee presently, close to the road, that the wind blow any way from shore, and will not harbor in this town tonight. If everyone knows us, and we know none, 'tis time, I think, to trudge, pack, and be gone.
Oh! As from a barren man would fly from life, so ran I from her who would be my wife.
Tis none but witches do inhabit here, and therefore 'tis high time that I were hence. She that doth call me husband, even my soul doth for a wife of war, but her fair sister, possessed with such a gentle, sovereign grace, of such enchanting presence and discourse, hath almost made me traitor to myself. But lest myself be guilty to self-wrong, I'll stop mine ears against the mermaid's song.
Master Antipholus?
Aye, that's my name.
I know it well, sir. Lo, here's the chain. I thought to have taken you at the Porpentine. The chain unfinished made me stay thus long.
What is your will that I shall do with this?
What please yourself, sir. I've made it for you.
Made it for me, sir? I bespoke it not.
Not once, not twice, but 20 times you have. Go home with it and please your wife withal, and soon at supper time I'll visit you and receive my money for the chain.
I pray you, sir, receive your money now, for fear you ne'er see chain nor money more.
You are a merry man, sir. Fare you well.
What I should think of this I cannot tell, but I think there's no man that's so vain that would refuse such a fair and offered chain. I see a man here who needs not live by ships, when in the streets he meets such golden gifts. I'll to the mark, and there for Dromio stay. If any should put out, then straight away.
What's he that wishes so, my cousin Westmoreland? No, my fair cousin. If we are marked to die, we are enow to do our country loss. And if to live, the fewer men, the greater share of honor. By Jove, I am not covetous for gold, nor care I who doth feed upon my cost. It yearns me not if men my garments wear. Such outward things dwell not in my desires. But if it be a sin to covet honor, I am the most offending soul alive. God's peace I would not lose so great an honor, as one man more methinks would share from me, for the best hope I have. Oh, do not wish one man more. Rather proclaim it, Westmoreland, through my host, that he which hath no stomach to this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, and crowns for convoy put into his purse. We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the Feast of Crispin. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named, and rouse him at the name of Crispin. He that shall live this day and see old age will yearly on this vigil feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispin. Then he will strip his sleeves and show his scars and say, these wounds I had on Crispin's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember, with advantages, what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, Harry the King, Bedford, Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispian shall never go by from this day to the ending of the world. But we in it shall be remembered, we few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he never so vile, this day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap, whiles any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispin's day.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve. This flower's first is still in love. Night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said. Despise the Athenian maiden, and hear the maiden sleep and sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty sir, she durst not lie, near this slack love, this kill courtesy, shoulder upon the eyes I throw. All the powers this charm doth throw, when the weakest let love forbid. Sleep his seat on the eyelid, so wake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Nay, 'twill be the sigh I have done my weeping. All the kinds of the Lord have this very fault. I have received my proportion like the prodigious sun, and am going with Sir Proteus to the Imperial's court. And I think Crab, my dog, be the sourest natured dog that lives. My mother weeping, my father wailing, my sister crying, our maid howling, the cat wringing her hands, and all the house in a great perplexity. Yet did not that cruel-hearted cat shed one tear. He is a stone, a very pebble stone, and there's no more pity in him than a dog. A Jew would have wept to see our parting. Why, my grandmamma, having no eyes at all, look, you wept yourself blind to see our parting. Nay, I'll show you the matter of it. This shoe is my father. This left shoe is my father. This left shoe is my mother? Nay, that cannot be so neither. Ah, it is so, see, for it hath the worser soul. This shoe, with the hole in it, is my mother. And this is my father. Vengeance on it, there it is now. This staff is my sister. Look you, for she is white as a lily and as small as a wand. This hat is our maid Nan, and I am the dog. The dog is himself, and I am the dog. Ah, the dog is me, and I am myself, aye, so. Now, come I to my father. Oh, father, your blessing. Now should not the shoe speak a word for weeping? Now, should I kiss my father? Well, he weeps on. Now, come I to my mother. Oh, that she could speak now like a woodwoman. Well, I kiss her as well. There it is, my mother's breath up and down. Now, come I to my sister. Mark the moan she makes. Now the dog, all the while, sheds not a tear nor speaks a word. See how I lay the dust with my tears.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve. This flower's first is still in love. Night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said. Despise the Athenian maiden, and hear the maiden sleep and sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty sir, she durst not lie, near this slack love, this kill courtesy, shoulder upon the eyes I throw. All the powers this charm doth throw, when the weakest let love forbid. sleep his seat on the eyelid. So wake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
My lord, I have been so frightened. My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all in a brace, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, ungartered and downgarb to his ankles, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous and provoked, as if he had been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors. He comes before me. He took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then goes he to the length of all his arm, his other hand thus o'er his brow. He falls to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last, with a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. Then, done, he lets me go, with his head over his shoulder turned, for he seemed to find his way without his eyes, for outward doors he went without their help, and to the last ended their light on me.
You know since Pentecost the summons due, and since I have not now much importuned you, nor now I have none, but that I am bound to Persia, and want Gildas for my voyage. Therefore make present satisfaction, or I will attach you by this officer.
Even the sum that I do owe to you is growing to me by Antipholus, and in the instance that I met with you, he had me a chain. Soon at 5 o'clock I shall receive the money for the same. Please, if you walk with me down to his house, I'll discharge my bond and thank you too.
Now later may you say, see where he comes.
While I go to the goldsmith's house, go thou by a rope's end, for that I may bestow upon my wife and her confederates for locking me out of doors by day. But soft, I see the goldsmith. Get thee gone, buy thou a rope, and bring it home to me.
I'd buy £1,000 a year if I buy a robe.
A man is well looked up that trusts you. I promised your presents and the chain, but neither chain nor goldsmith came to me. Be like you thought our love lasts too long, if it were chained together, and therefore came not.
Saving your merry humor, here's the note of how much your chain weighs to the utmost carat, the fineness of the gold in the charged with fashion, which doth amount to 3 odd ducats more than I stand indebted to this gentleman. See him presently discharged, for he is bound to see what stays for it.
I am not furnished with the present money. Besides, I have some business in the town. Good signor, take this stranger to my house and take with you the chain, and bid my wife disperse the sum of the receipt thereof. Perchance I am not there as soon as you.
Then you'll bring the chain to her yourself?
No, bear it with you, lest I come not time enough.
I will, sir. Have you the chain about you?
And if I have not, sir, I pray you have, or else you may return without your money.
Nay, come, I pray you, sir, give me the chain. Both wind and tide stays for this gentleman, and I, too blame, have held him here too long.
Good Lord, you use this dalliance to excuse your breach of promise to the porpentine. I should have chid you for not bringing it, but like a shrew you began to brawl.
The hour steals on. I pray you, sir, dispatch.
You see how he importunes me? The chain.
Why, fetch it from my wife and fetch your money.
Come, you know I gave you the chain even now. Either send me the chain or send me by some token.
Fie, you run this humor out of breath. Where's the chain, I pray you, let me see it.
My business cannot brook this dalliance, good sir. Say whether you'll answer me or no. If not, I'll lead him to the officer.
I answer you. What should I answer you?
The money that you owe me for the chain.
I owe you none until I receive the chain.
You robbed me more, sir, and denied it. Consider how this stands upon my credit.
Well, officer, arrest him at my suit.
I do, and charge me in the Duke's name to obey you.
This touches me in my reputation. Either consent to pay the sum, or I'll attach you by this officer.
Consent to pay thee that I never had, and I do obey the officer till I give thee bail. But, sirrah, you may buy this sport as dear as all the metal in your shop will answer.
Sir, I will have law in Ephesus. To your notorious shame, I doubt it not.
Master, there's a bark of epidamnum that stays but till her owner comes aboard, and then, sir, she bears straight away. Our fathered sir, I have conveyed aboard. I have bought the oil, the balsamum, the aqua vitae. The ship is in her trim. The merry wind blows fair from land. They stay for not at all, sir, but for their owner, master, and yourself.
How now, a madman? Why that peevish ship, what ship of Epidamnum stays for me?
A ship you sent me to hire waftage.
I sent thee for a rope, and told thee for what purpose and what end.
You sent me to a rope's end as soon? You send me to the bay, sir, for a bark.
I will discuss this matter at more leisure, and teach your ears to listen me with more heed. To Adriana Billin, hiding straight. Give her this key, and tell her that in the desk, covered with the Turkish tapestry, there is a purse of ducats. And tell her that I am attached in the street, and that shall be my bail. The hiding straight, slave, be gone. On to prison, officer, till I come.
To Adriana? That is where we dine. Where Dowsabel did claim me for her husband. Thither I must go, though against my will. For servants must their master's mind fulfill.
first he denied you had in him no right. He meant he did me none, the more my spite. Then swore he that he was a stranger here, and true he swore, though yet forsworn he were. Then pleaded I for you, and what said he? That love I begged of you, he begged of me. With what persuasion did he tempt thy love? With words that in an honest suit might move. First he did praise my beauty, then my speech. Did speak him fair?
Have patience, I beseech.
I cannot, nor I will not. Hold me still. My tongue, though not my heart, shall have his will. He is deformed, crooked, old and sere, ill-faced, worse-bodied, shapeless everywhere, vicious, ungentle, foolish, blunt, unkind, stigmatical in making, worse in mind.
Who would be jealous of such a woman? No evil lost wail when it is gone.
But I think him better than I say. And yet would herein the other's eyes were worse. Far from her nest the lapping cries away. My heart prays for him, though my tongue do curse.
Here, go, the desk, the purse, sweet now make haste.
How hast thou lost thy breath?
By running. Fast.
Where is thy master, Dromio? Is he well?
No, he's in torture limbo, worse than hell. A devil in an everlasting garment happened, one whose hard heart is buttoned up with steel, a fiend, a fury, pitiless and rough, a wolf, nay, worse, a fellow all in buff, a back bend, a shoulder clapper, one that countermands the passages of alleys, creeks, and narrow lands, a hound that runs counter and yet draws dry foot well, one that before judgment carries poor souls to hell.
Why, man, what is the matter?
I do not know the matter. He is rested on the case.
What? He is arrested? Tell me at whose suit.
I do not know at whose suit he is rested well, but he's in a suit of buff which rested him. That can I tell. Will you send him, mistress, redemption? The money in his desk?
Go fetch it, sister. This I wonder that he unknown to me should be in debt. Tell me, was he arrested on a band?
Not on a band, but on a stronger thing. A chain? A chain! Do you not hear it ring?
A chain?
No, no. The bell. The clock strikes 1. 'Twas 2 ere I left him. 'Tis time that I were gone.
The hours come back, that did I never hear.
Ah, yes, the time he the sergeant, he turned back for very fear.
How time dost thou reason?
Time's a very bankrupt who knows more than he's worth this season. And he's a thief, too. Have you not heard men say that time steals on by night and day? If he be in debt, and theft, and a sergeant in the way, what reason has he not to turn back an hour and a day?
There's the money, Dromio. Bear it straight, and fetch thy master home immediately. Come, sister. I am pressed down with conceit. Conceit my comfort and my injury.
There's not a man I meet but doth salute me as if I were their well-acquainted friend. And everyone doth call me by my name. Some tender money to me, some invite me, some others give me thanks for kindnesses, some offer me commodities to buy. Even now a tailor called me into his shop and showed me silks that he had bought for me, and therewithal took measure of my body. Sure, these are but imaginary wiles and Lapland sorcerers inhabit here.
Master! Here's the gold you sent me for. What, have you got the picture of old Adam new apparel?
What gold is this? What Adam dost thou mean?
Not that Adam that kept the prison. Not that Adam that kept the paradise, but he that keeps the prison. He that goes in the calf's skin that was killed for the prodigal. he that came behind you, sir, like an evil angel, and bid you forsake your liberty.
What? Thou meanest it, officer?
Aye, sir, the sergeant of the band, he that brings any man to answer it that breaks his band. One that sees any man going to bed and says, God give you good rest.
Well, sir, they're resting your food. Is there any bark?
Why, sir, I brought word an hour since that the bark expedition put forth tonight, and then you were hindered by the officer. To tarry for the hoy delay, these are the angels who sent me for to deliver you.
The fellow's distracted, so am I, and here we wander in illusions. Some blessed power deliver us from hence.
Well met, Master Antipholus. I see you have a goldsmith now. Is that the chain you promised me?
Satan, boy, I charge thee, tempt me not.
Master, is this Mistress Satan?
It is the devil.
Nay, she is worse. She is a devil's dam, and here she comes in the habit of a light wench. It is written, thereof comes that the wenches say, God damn me! Yes, as much as to say, God, make me a light wench. It is written, they will appear to men like angels of light. Light is in effect of fire, and fire will burn, ergo, light wenches will burn. Come not near her.
You're marvelous merry, sir. Will you go with me? We'll mend our dinner here.
Master, and if you do, expect spoony or bespeak a long spoon.
Why, Drummy?
One must have a long spoon that must eat with the devil.
Avoid that thee! What tellest thou me of supping? Thou art, as you are all, a sorceress. I conjure thee to leave me and be gone!
Give me the ring of mine you had at dinner, or, for my diamond, the chain you promised. Then I'll be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
Some devils ask for the parings of one's nail. A rush, a hair, a drop of blood, a pin, a nut, a cherry stone. But she, more covetous, would have a chain. Master, be wise, and if you give it to her, know that the devil will take your chain and fright us with it.
I pray you, sir, my ring, or else the chain. I hope you do not mean to cheat me so.
Avoid them! Fiend, come from you, let us go!
Fly, pride, says the peacock. Mistress, that you know.
Now out of doubt, Antipholus is mad, else he would never so demean himself. A ring he hath of mine, worth 40 ducats, and for the same he promised me a chain. Both one and other he denies me now. The reason I gather he is mad, besides this present instance of his rage, is of a mad tale he told today at dinner, of his own doors being shut against his entrance. Belike his wife, acquainted with his fits, on purpose shut the doors against his way. My way now is to hie home to his house and tell his wife that, being lunatic, he rushed into my home and perforce took my ring away. This course I fittest choose, for 40 ducats is too much to lose.
Fear me not, man, I will not break away. I give thee, here I leave thee so much money to warrant as I am rested for. My wife is in a wayward mood today, will not likely trust the messenger that I should be attached in Ephesus. I tell you, 'twill sound harshly to her ears. But here comes my man, I think he brings the money. How now, sir, have you that I sent you for?
Here's that, I warrant you. We'll pay them all.
But where is the money?
Why, sir, I gave the money for the rope.
500 ducats filled for a rope? To what end did it give you heading home?
To a rope's end, sir, and to that end I am returned.
And to that end I welcome you.
Nay, 'tis for me to be patient. I am in adversity.
Good, now hold thy tongue.
Nay, rather persuade him to hold his hands.
A whoresome, senseless villain.
I wish I were senseless. Might I not feeling of blows?
Thou art sensible nothing but blows, and so is an ass.
I am an ass indeed. You may prove it by my long ears. From the hour of my nativity to this instant, I have served him, and have nothing at his service for my hands but blows.
Come, go along. My wife is coming yonder.
How say you now? Is not your husband mad? His instability confirms no less. Good Dr. Pinch, you are a conjurer. Establish him in his true sense again, and I'll please you what you will demand. Alas, how fiery, how sharp he looks. Mark how he trembles in his ecstasy.
Give me your hands and let me feel your pulse. Here's my hand, let me feel your ear. I charge this man, husband of this man, he has possession to my holy prayers. It's not a state of darkness. I take straight. I constantly lay all the saints in heaven. He is stoning wizard peace. I'm not mad.
Oh, thou not poor, distressed soul.
You, really you. Are these your customers? Did this companion with the saffron face revel and feast in my house while the guilty doors were shut upon me and I denied to enter?
Oh, husband, God doth know you had dined at home, where you would have remained till this time, free from these slanders and this open shame.
Dined at home? Villain, what sayest thou?
Sir, sooth to say, you did not dine at home.
And were not the doors locked up and I shut out?
Perdeed, the doors were locked and you shut out.
And did not she herself revile me there?
Sans fable, she herself reviled you there.
And did not the kitchen maid rile taunt and scorn me?
Perdeed, the kitchen vessel scorned you.
And did I not enraged depart from thence?
In verity you did. My bones bear witness. That have then since felt the vigor of his rage.
Is good to sue them in these contraries?
It is no shame. The fellow finds his vein, yielding to him, humors well in his frenzy.
Thou hast gone to Goldsmith to arrest me.
I sent you money, sir, to be your bail by Dromio here, who came in haste for it.
Money by me? Heart and goodwill you might, but surely not a rag of money.
Whence thou to her for a purse of ducats?
He came to me and I delivered it. And I witness with her that she did.
God and the rope maker bear me witness that I was sent for nothing but a rope.
Mistress, both man and masters possess, I know by their pale and deadly looks. They must be bound and laid in some dark room.
Say, wherefore didst thou lock me forth today, and why dost thou deny the bag of gold?
I did not, gentle husband, lock thee forth.
And gentle master, I was sent for nothing but a rope. But I agree we were locked out.
And that is false thou dost report to us.
Disassemble and harlot thou art false and all, and art confederate with the damned pack to make loathsome abject scorn of me. But with these in the hills, I'll plug out those false eyes and hold me in the shame of sport.
Oh, I can find you!
Lord, help me! The thing is strong with my hand!
Alas, how real brave you look!
What? Will you murder me? Thou jailer, I am my prisoner when thou suffer to make a rough you?
Master, I have called you my prisoner, and you shall not have him.
Go find this man, for he is frantic too!
What wilt thou do, thou peevish officer? Hath the light to see a wretched man do outrage and displeasure to himself?
He is my prisoner, and if I let him go, the debt he owes will be required of me.
I will discharge thee ere I go from thee, and knowing how the debt goes, I will pay it. Good master doctor, seem safe conveyed to my home. Oh, most unhappy day!
Oh, most unhappy strumpet!
Master, I'm here to respond for you.
Out on me, villain! Wherefore dost thou mad me?
Will you not be mad, good master? Be mad! Cry, the devil!
Go bear them hence! Sister, go you with me. Say, how grows it you?
You poor chain your husband had it.
He did receive a chain from me, but had it not. When as your husband, all in a rage today, came to my house and took away my ring, the ring I saw off his finger now, straight after did I meet him with the chain. It may be so, but I did never see it. Come, Chamber, bring me where the goldsmith is. I want to know the truth here of at large. God, for thy mercy, they are loose again, and they come with naked swords. Some call to have them bound.
Well, God. I see these witches are afraid of swords.
See that would be a white now ran from you.
Come to the centaur, fetch our stuff from thence. I long that we were safe and sound aboard.
Faith, stay here this night. Surely they can do us no harm. They speak us fair, give us gold. Methinks they are such a gentle nation that, beside the mountain of mad flesh that claims marriage of me, I could find it in my heart to stay here still and turn witch.
I will not stay tonight for all the town. Therefore away to get our stuff aboard.
I'm so sorry, sir, that I've hindered you. But I protest, he did have a chain in me, though most dishonestly he doth deny it.
How is the man esteemed here in the city?
Oh, of reverend reputation, sir, of credit infinite, highly beloved, second to none that lives in the city. His word might earn my wealth at any time.
Speak softly, yonder, as I think you want.
Just so. And that chain about his neck, which he forswore most monstrously to have. Good sir, draw near to me, I'll speak to him. Signor Antipholus, I wondered much that you put me to the shame and trouble, and, not without some scandal to yourself, with circumstances and oaths so to deny this chain that you wear so openly. Besides the charge, the shame, the imprisonment, you've done wrong to this my most honest friend, who, by having stayed on the controversy, had hoisted sail and put to sea today. This chain you had me. Can you deny it?
I think it be. I never did deny it. Yes, that thou did, sir, and forswore it too.
Who were we to deny it or forswear?
These years of mine thou knowest they hear thee. Fie on thee, wretch! 'Tis pity thou livest to walk ready honest man resorts.
Thou art a villain to impeach me thus. I'll prove mine honor and mine honesty against thee presently, if thou darest stand.
I dare, and do defy thee for a villain.
Oh, hurt him not! For God's sake, he is mad! Some do with him! Take his sword away! Run, Dromio, too!
Run, master! Run! For God's sake, take your house! This is some flattery, and we're spoiled!
Be quiet, people! Wherefore throng you hither?
To fetch my poor distracted husband hence, so we may bear him help for his recovery.
How long hath this possession held the man?
This week he hath been heavy,
thou sayest his meat was sauced by thy breedings. Unquiet meals make ill digestions. And there are the raging fire fever bred, and what is a fever but a fit of madness? Thou sayest his sports were hindered by thy calls, sweet recreation barred, and what doth ensue but moody and dull melancholy, gives men to grim and comfortless despair, and that procures a huge infectious troop of hailess temperatures and foes to life. In food, in sport, and life-preserving rest to be disturbed, would mad, man, or beast, the consequences then thy jealous fits have scared thy husband from the use of words.
She that was reprehensive but wildly, would he demean himself through rough and wildly. Why bear you these rebukes and answer not? She did betray me to my ugly proof. Good people enter and lay hold on him.
No, not a creature enters in my house.
Then let your servants bring my husband forth.
Neither, for he took this place from sanctuary, and he shall privilege him from your hands, till I brought him to his wits again, or lose my labor in saying it.
I will attend my husband, be his nurse, die in his sickness, for it is my office, and will have no attorney but myself. Therefore, let me have him home.
Be patient, for I will not let him serve till I brought him to his means again, till I've used my approved means, with wholesome syrups, drugs, holy prayers to make of him a formal man again. It is a parcel and branch of my oath, a charitable duty of my order. Therefore depart and you can hear with me.
I will not hence and leave my husband here, and it will be seeing your holiness to separate the husband and the wife.
Be quiet and depart, that shall not happen.
Complain unto the Duke of this indignity. Come go, I'll fall prostrate at his feet and never rise again, until my tears and prayers have won his ways hither, and take perforce my husband from the abyss.
By this, I think the hour strikes 5. Anon, I'm sure, the Duke himself comes to this melancholy vale, this place of death and sorry execution, behind the ditches of this abbey here, to see a reverend Syracusan merchant who, unluckily put to this bay against the laws and statutes of this town, beheaded publicly for this offense. See where they come, we will behold his death.
Kneel before the Duke before you pass the abyss.
Yet once again proclaim it publicly, if any friend will pay the sum for him, he shall not die. So much we tender him.
Justice, most sacred Duke, against the abbess.
She is a virtuous and a reverend lady. It cannot be that she hath done me wrong.
May it please your grace, Antipholus, my husband, whom I made lord of me and all I had, at this ill day, a most outrageous fit of madness took him, that desperately he hurried through the street, with him his bondsmen, all his majesty, doing his pleasure to the citizens, bearing thence rings, jewels, anything his rage would like. Once did I get him bound and sent him home, was to take order of the wrong as I went. Therefore, most gracious Duke, let me have him home with me.
Long since thy husband served me in my wars, and I to thee gave to the prince's word, and thou didst make him master of thy bed, to do him all the grace and good I could. Go, some of you, knock at the abbey gate, and bid the lady abbess come to me. I will determine this before I stir.
Oh, mistress! Mistress! Shift and save yourself. My master and his men are both broke loose, beaten the maids row, and bound the doctor whose beard they've singed off with brands of fire, and while it blazed they threw on him with pails of muddled mire to quench the hair. My master preaches patience to him all the while his man with scissors nicks him like a fool. And sure, unless you send some present help, between them, they will kill the conjurer. Peace, fool, thy man and master are here, and that is false, thou dost report to us. My lady, upon my life, I tell you true, I have not breathed, almost since I did see it. Hark! I hear him.
Come, stay by me. Fear nothing. Guard with halberds.
It is my husband. Witness you that he is born about invisible. Even now we have some in the abbey here, and now he's there, half thought of human reason.
Justice! Most gracious Duke, O grant me justice, even for the service that I long since did thee when I besought thee in the wars of
Unless the fear of death doth make me dote. I see my son Antipholus and Dromio.
Justice against that woman there. She who thou gavest to me to be my wife hath abused and dishonored me even in the strength and height of injury. Beyond imagination is the wrong that she hath this day shame was thrown on me.
Discover how, and thou shalt find me just.
This day, great Duke, she locked me out, and with harlots feasted in my house.
A grievous fault! Say, woman, didst thou so?
No, my good lord. Today, he and my sister did dine together, and as false he burdens me with all. Never may I look on day, nor sleep on night, but she tells your highness simple truth.
Oh, perjured woman, they are both forsworn. In this the madman justly chargeth them.
My liege, I am advised what I say. Neither disturb with the effect of wine nor petty rash provoked with raging ire, albeit my wrongs might make one wiser mad. That woman locked me forth today from dinner, where Balthazar and I did dine together. Our dinner being done and him not coming thither, I went to seek him. And in the street I met him, and in his company, that gentleman. This perjured goldsmith did swear me down that this day I had him chained, which God he knows I saw not, and for the which he arrested me with an officer. I did obey, and sent my peasant home for certain ducats, and he, with none returned, I then fairly bespoke the officer to go in person with me to my house. And by the way, we met my wife and a rabble more of vile confederates. Along with them, they brought one pinch, a hungry, lean-faced villain, a mere anatomy Montaigne, a threadbare juggler and a fortune teller. This needy, hollow-eyed, sharp-looking wretch, a dead-looking man. This pernicious slave, forsooth, took on him as a wanderer, and gazing in mine eyes and feeling my pulse, and with no face as it were facing me, cried out that I was possessed. Then all at once they fell on me, bound me and bore me hence, and in a dark and dankish bolted home, locked me and my man together, till I, gnawing my bonds in sunder, gained my freedom, and immediately ran hither to your grace, to whom I beseech ample satisfaction for these deep shames and great indignities.
My lord, in truth, thus far that I witnessed that he did not dine at home, but was locked out.
This is false, you burden me with all.
What? What an intricate impeach is this? I think you all have drunk of Circe's cup. If here you housed him, here you would have been. If you were mad, you would not plead so coldly. You say he dined at home, the goldsmith here denies that saying. Sirrah, what say you?
Sir, he died with her there at the Porpentine.
He did, sir, and from my finger snatched that ring.
'Tis true, my liege, this ring I had of her.
Sawest thou him enter at the abbey here?
As surely as I do see your grace.
Why, this is strange. Go call the abbess hither. I think you are all mated, stark mad.
Most mighty Duke, vouchsafe me speak a word. Haply, I see a friend will save my life, and pay the sum that may deliver me.
Speak freely, Syracusian, what thou wilt.
Art thou named, not called Antipholus, and that not your bondman Dromio?
Within this hour, I was a bondman, sir. But he, I thank him, knotted to my cords. Now, I am Dromio, and his man unbound.
I am sure you both of you remember me.
I never saw you in all my life till now.
Why look you strange on me? You know me well.
No, neither.
Nor I. I never saw you in all of my life.
Oh, grief hath changed me since ye saw me last, and careful hours of time's deformed hands have written strange features in my face. But tell me yet, dost thou not know my voice?
No, neither.
Nor I, sir. Nor I.
I'm sure thou dost.
But I am sure I do not. And whatsoever a man denies, you are now bound to believe him.
Not know my voice. O time's extremity, hast thou so cracked and split in my poor tongue, that in 7 short years he that here, my only son, now knows my feeble key of untuned cares. But all these witnesses, I cannot err. Tell me, thou art my son Antipholus.
I never saw my father in all my life.
But 7 years since in Syracuse, boy, thou knowest we parted. Perhaps, my son, thou shamest to acknowledge me in my misery.
The Duke and all that know me in this city can witness with me that it is not so. I never saw Syracuse in all my life.
I tell thee, Syracusian, 20 years have I been patron to Antipholus, during which time he never saw Syracusia. I see thy age and dangers make thee dote.
Most mighty Duke, behold a man like Ron. I see two husbands, or my eyes deceive me.
One of these men is genius to the other, and so of these. Which is the natural man, and which the spirit who disciples him?
I serve Dromio. Command him away. I serve Dromio. Pray let me stay.
Aegean, art thou not, or else his ghost?
Oh, my own master. Oh, who has found him here?
Whoever found this man, I will loose his bonds and gain a husband by his liberty. O Aegean, if thou beest the man, thou once had a wife called Amelia, who had a burden, bore two fair sons. O thou beest the same Aegean, speak into the same Amelia.
If I dream not, thou art Amelia. If thou art she, tell me where is that sin that floated with thee on that fatal raft?
Fine man, if I had done him, he and I and the twin Romeo all were taken up. But by and by, rude fishermen of Corinth took my son by force from them. And I took his fortune at Messenian. What then became of them, I cannot tell.
Why, here begins this morning's story right. These two Antipholuses, these two so like, and these two Dromios, one in semblance. Besides her urging up a wrecked sea, these are the parents to these children, which are accidentally met together. Antipholus, thou camest from Corinth first.
No, sir, not that. I came from Syracuse.
Stay, stand apart. I know not what to which.
I came from Corinth, my most gracious lord.
And I with him.
Which of you two did dine with me today?
I, gentle mistress.
And are you not my husband?
No, I say nay to that.
And so do I, yet did she call me so? And this fair gentlewoman, her sister here, did call me brother. But I told you then, I hope I shall not leave you to make good if this be not a dream. I see you here.
That is the chain, sir, which you had of me.
I think it be, sir. I deny not.
And for that chain, you, sir, arrested me.
I think I did, sir. I deny not.
I sent you money, sir, to be your bail by Dromio, but I think he brought it not.
No, none by me.
This purse of ducats I received from you, and Dromio, my man, did bring them to me. I see we still did be each other's man, and I was taken for him, and he for me. And thereupon these errors are arose.
Pawn I these ducats for my father here.
It shall not be. Thy father hath his life.
Sir, I must have that ring from you.
Here it is, and much thanks for my good cheer.
Most Fernando, vouchsafe to take the pains and go with us into the abbey here, and here at large discourse all our fortunes, and all that are assembled here that have sympathized one day's error. Go, keep us company, and we shall make full satisfaction. 33 years have I but gone into travail of you, my sons, until this present hour my heavy burden never delivered. The Duke, my husband, and my children both, and the calendars of their nativity, go to the gossip's feast, after so long grief, such festivity.
With all my heart, I'll gossip at this feast.
Master, shall I fetch your stuff from shipboard?
Dromio, what stuff of mine hast thou embarked?
Your goods to lay a host, sir, back in the Centaur.
He speaks to me. I am your master, Dromio. Come, go with us. We'll look to that amount. Embrace your brother there. Rejoice with him.
There was a friend that kitchened me for you today at dinner. She now shall be my sister and not my wife.
Methinks you are my glass and not my brother. By you, I see I'm a sweet-faced youth. Shall we go in to see their gossiping?
No, sir, not I. You are my elder.
That's a question. How shall we try it?
We'll draw cuts for the senior. Till then, lead thou first.
Nay, we came into this world like brother and brother. Now, let us go hand in hand, not one before another.